Hey guys, it's Marla, and this is going to be my impressions of some Neutrogena products that I picked up at the drugstore a couple weeks ago. One was the Neutrogena Shine Control Primer. The other one was the Healthy Glows Shears Neutrogena Illuminated Tinted Moisturizer and the Neutrogena Shine Control Powder. Now, instead of me standing here or sitting here yapping about why I like each one of these, I thought it'd probably be better if I actually washed all the makeup off my face and really showed you what these look like applied to the skin. So, through the magic of YouTube, let's begin. All right, I have a completely naked, bare face. I've washed my face really well. I've exfoliated, and this is my naked 52-year-old face looking at you through this YouTube technology. All right, the first thing, the Neutrogena Shine Control Primer, made with rice protein complex. This primer costs probably around $13. I wish the bottle was just a little bit bigger, but because I just envision kind of using this a lot, but $13 isn't terrible for a primer. Now, compared to the typical primer I've been using the Amazing Cosmetics Anti-Aging Face Primer. Now, when this one comes out, it comes out like the typical consistency of a primer. It's that clear color, kind of slightly slimy feeling texture. This Neutrogena Shine Control Primer is totally different consistency. When it comes out white, just like this, and it almost looks like a moisturizer. However, unlike a typical moisturizer, when you put it on your face, it doesn't feel greasy or slimy at all. It just feels really like it's absorbing quickly into your skin. However, there was some complaint from some people that because of the rice protein complex technology, the whole idea behind that is, you think of rice, you put rice in water, it absorbs the water. This technology is basically doing the same thing, however, it's absorbing excess oil from your face. It's supposed to give you 8-hour shine control and give you a matte finish and just kind of keep your face oil-free from excess oil pretty much, 8 hours all day. And also obviously minimize your pores like any typical primer would and help your makeup go on a little bit smoother. But like I said again, some of the complaints that people said about this was that when they were rubbing it in, it was a little tougher to rub in than their typical primer. And I will admit, it is a little harder to rub in than the typical kind of slimier, I guess that's the best way to describe it, a slimier primer would be. However, that's the whole point behind this. It's supposed to keep your face free of excess oil. Now I have this rubbed in, and it does take a little bit more muscle? I don't know. It just takes a little bit more to rub it in, but I have no complaints about that. I got it in. It's already completely in. It wasn't that big a deal. Some people said that they thought they were like little rice flecks or little white flecks on their skin, but I don't see that at all when I rub it in. Instantly, when I rub this in my face, I automatically feel like it is absorbing oil on my face, and I've never felt that way about a primer before. I am really kind of shocked at the way this feels on my face. I've been using this now for over a week. I haven't had any breakouts, does not clog my pores at all. I wouldn't say it does what a typical primer does by filling in fine lines and wrinkles. It does not do that. Pore size, I don't really have large pores, so for me it's kind of hard to judge when it comes to that. My main reason for purchasing this was oil and shine control on my face. I live in the South in humid climate. I know I repeat that over and over again, but it's a big deal when you live in humidity all the time. Your face always feels like it's oily. However, with this, I definitely noticed a huge difference in the amount of excess oil on my face. Now, I'm not saying that there was no oil produced in the 8-hour time that I had this on, but there was definitely a noticeable difference compared to any other primer I've ever used. So in that respect, I like it. And again, like I said, this was $12. So now I have this all in my face right now. It feels like it's absorbed into my skin really well. The next step is to put on the Healthy Skin Glow Shears Neutrogena Illuminating Tinted Moisturizer. This has an SPF 30 in it. It's non-greasy. For me, it goes on fairly smoothly. It doesn't go quite on as buttery, that buttery feeling as my Dior Beauty Balm does, but my Dior Beauty Balm also does leave my face a little greasier, unfortunately, even though I still love it. In the summertime, this is probably a better choice for me personally because I have an oily T-zone. Now, I don't know how these primers would work on somebody that has oil all over their face. I don't have that problem. I still have some patches of dryness in certain areas of my face. But for combination skin, I really like these products. Now, if you're trying to hide something like scars, acne, major hyperpigmentation, I do have some hyperpigmentation, which I'm trying to fade out a little bit with some other products. But if you're trying to hide things, this is not the product for you. And I know there were some complaints of some reviewers complaining about the fact that this is so sheer, so light. It's a tinted moisturizer. There's sheer in the name of it. So it is not going to go on heavy. And for someone my age, 52, I prefer to stay away from heavy foundations. I think they age you. I think it's almost better if you let some of the imperfections show rather than trying to put a mask over your face. I just don't like that look on people. But I am going to put this on my face and let you take a look at it. This one ran about, let me look it up, close to $11 for this tinted moisturizer. It comes in 4 different colors. I believe it's ivory to, let me see, yeah, ivory to fair, fair to light. The one I got was the light to medium, SPF 30, and then there's medium to tan. And the other thing I like about these is I have golden undertones in my skin, and a lot of drugstore products I don't like because they're kind of pink based. This one is very nice for someone that has golden skin tones, and I'm gonna put it on my finger, let you take a look at it. It's nice and golden. I'm not sure what the fair looked like or the ivory. It might have had more pink undertones, I'm not quite sure. I didn't really look at those, but this one is perfect for my skin tone. So what I'm gonna do is, through the magic of YouTube, I'm gonna turn myself into Bewitched. I don't know if you guys remember Bewitched with Elizabeth Montgomery, and I think later they did one with Nicole Kidman, but could never compete with the original with Elizabeth Montgomery. But through the magic of YouTube, I can't wiggle my nose, so I guess I'll just snap my fingers. And I'm gonna put this all over my face and rub it in, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I have the tinted moisturizer all over my face. And as you can see, you can still see the imperfections on my face. You can still see all my freckles. But I do have the slight feeling of a little bit of color added to my face and some coverage. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is, before I put my powder on, I'm going to put a little bit of concealer on. I'm going to use my Sonia Kashuk concealer palette, and I'm going to put some concealer around the redness of my nose here, which the Neutrogena Sheer Coverage Moisturizer did not really cover up real well, and put a little bit in this dark area of my eyes. So, right back. So I've put the concealer on, and my next step now is to put a little bit of the powder on. Before I put the rest of my makeup on, I'm actually gonna do this whole makeup process in steps, and you can see what I look like kind of from the beginning to the end with all these products on from Neutrogena. And again, like I said about the Neutrogena Shine Control Powder, if you use, my one problem with this is, and I have to give it a negative mark, is I looked on the ingredients of all the other products and I didn't see any parabens listed. However, I did see parabens listed in the Shine Control Powder, which I'm gonna have to give a little red check mark about that. I'm not a big fan of parabens. I'm trying to avoid them, but it does have parabens listed in this powder. But I do not like this cheap little applicator that they put in with this powder to apply it, and let me show you why. With the Neutrogena Shine Control Powder, I do not like at all the little pad they put in here to apply it with. For one thing, when you, I don't know if you can see that, but when you rub it around, it kind of breaks off in these little tiny particles, but that's not really what the problem is. I mean, you can see it kind of here and here. It does kind of break up a little bit. The problem with this pad is if you use it, you can't really control how much powder you're getting. So if you then try to put it on your face, it ends up it does blend in eventually, but for me, it makes my face look a little too dry and chalky looking. So instead of using this cheap little pad, I tend to use just any type of fluffy brush I have. Just do a light little swirl like you would, a Bare Minerals powder, and then apply it that way only to the areas that I normally get dry. So instead of using that applicator, like I said, I'm going to just use just like a little kabuki brush, just a little swirl like you would your Bare Essentials, your Bare Minerals, and then just put that on in my dry areas. And that way I don't have like a giant powder face. There we go. I have my powder on now. I'm ready to apply all my other makeup in my steps. So, through again the magic of YouTube, let me put on my eyeliner and my mascara next. All right, I have on my eyeliner and mascara. I think I'll do my eyebrows next. I'll be right back. Brows, a little bit of blush, and there we go. My lipstick's on, the rest of my makeup's on, and the main products that I did use for this entire look were the Neutrogena Shine Control Primer, the Neutrogena Illuminating Tinted Moisturizer, and the Neutrogena Shine Control Powder. And like I said before, I have noticed a huge difference when I put this on in the morning and I walk out the door all day long. I can really feel that there is a lot less oil being produced on my face, and I really do not have the shine that I used to have before. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even apply the powder during the day. I just go out. Once my makeup's on, I'm done. I don't put anything else on again until I get home at 5, and I've noticed a drastic difference. So for someone like me who has a T-zone area that's very oily, I found that it worked fabulously well. I've noticed a huge dramatic reduction in the oil production that I can see on my face. I'm not sure how it would work for somebody that has a really oily face all over their skin, but it is still worth a try. I hope you guys have a great day. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.